Hi, I'm Pat Hession. It's a pleasure to introduce myself. I am applying for the special education position at Patchogue Medford School District, and I'm very excited for this opportunity for you guys to get to know more about me and what I can do. So to start off, I've always known, since high school around, I've known I wanted to be a special ed teacher. I started working at the 811 program first in the summers, and then I eventually started working at the ISIL Career Center in Oakdale. And that was a great time. I worked there for, I believe 2 years, as I went to St. Joseph's to get my degree in special education and general education. After a few years there, eventually I had a better opportunity just because it was more convenient to work at Tecumseh Elementary School, and that's when I realized that I didn't want to do high school age, that I wanted to go into the elementary age, because the energy and the excitement and the feedback you get, it's unlike anything anywhere else, and it's just such a rewarding experience. So with my intentions, I actually do intend on getting my certification in TESOL and going for my graduate in EML. I know that is a big, not need, but it is very much a benefit and helpful to have in this school district, and I fully intend on going for that regardless. So I figured I'd make that known as my intentions before I continue here. And I just want to say that for the questions now. For students with diverse backgrounds and to ensure success for all students, I think there's a combination of things that go for both of them. Collaboration with colleagues is key. Making sure that you're on board with the ENL teachers, special ed teachers, the counselors, whoever might be on the IEP teams if that's the situation. Always make sure that everyone is on board with everything and make sure everyone's on the same page. That is just super important to stay on top of. Also, I'd say almost just as important, maybe more important, is building relationships with the student. You need to build, especially in special ed, you need to be able to build a relationship with these students, and they need to have that respect for you, but also be able to like you. They need to want to learn from you if they're gonna learn from you, and that's super important to being able to get going right off the bat. Learn their interests, learn what they like to do, tell them your interests, tell them about yourself, see what you guys might have in common. Find out things that you guys can bond over and work with that, and then maybe bring them up in the lessons and add it into stuff and really bring that relationship to the forefront so that it feels like they're getting more than just learning out of this. They're getting fun and experience, something that they can look forward to going to school every day and go home and tell their parents or their guardians about. And I really think that is the most important thing at the end of the day. And when it comes to diverse backgrounds and cultures, I think, if you have a lot of students of the background, say, of Hispanic heritage, like you make sure you're including things about Hispanic culture, make sure you're doing lessons on Hispanic culture, make sure you celebrate dates like Cinco de Mayo, make sure you're making important of these things, because that is very important to people of other cultures. You need to make sure that you are addressing that at all times, because we live in a bubble sometimes, and it's good to expand our horizons around what we can just discover and practice in culture. So when it comes to monitoring growth, I think it's very important to monitor growth. Make sure that when it comes to a student's success, you are on top of what they're doing, seeing their accomplishments, seeing where they started, seeing where they are now, and making sure that if what you're doing isn't working, you change that and make sure you are adapting their needs and adapting what you can do to their needs. Making sure that you are always doing whatever can be most beneficial to the student. You're never trying to let the student adapt to the way you want to teach, because that's not going to work. You need to be able to work with them. And beyond that, I think communication with the team, like I said before, but another thing is communication with the parents, making sure you are being very respectful with the parents, making sure that I would always make sure that the first time you make contact with the parents, it is a positive phone call. Make sure you lead off on a positive note, build a positive relationship first before you call home saying, oh, Jimmy John did this or threw a desk. Like, no, you don't want to start with that. You want to start with, oh my God, he's doing amazing. I'm seeing so many great things. But there's some little things here, but we can work on that. You want to make sure you're always framing it positively. You want to make sure you're always being uplifting and being on the student's side. You never want the parent or anyone, especially the student, to feel like you're not on their side, because that's, at the end of the day, that's your job. Your job is to be their support and be their team and help them in any way you can. So that is all I have for the questions. Once again, I really appreciate this opportunity, and I hope I get the opportunity to learn more about you guys and show more about myself. Thank you.